Hey there. Sometimes the best stories are the ones we build ourselves. So today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build a whole kingdom just by using a few powerful words.
So, let's get started. We're going to build this kingdom one word at a time. I'm going to walk you through a really simple story all about life inside a castle. And along the way, we'll learn 3 new words that'll help us paint a super clear picture of what it was like back then. It's kind of cool how just a few words can bring a whole world to life.
Okay, first things first. Every kingdom needs a ruler, right? A leader. So let's start our story there, with the queen. And that brings us to our very first word, reigned. It's a pretty cool word. All it means is to rule over a place. So if a queen reigned, she was the one in charge. She was the boss of the whole kingdom, making the big decisions for all her people and her land. Let's pop this word into our story. Here's our sentence. The wise queen reigned over the kingdom for more than 50 years. Whoa, 50 years. That's a really long time. It kind of tells you she must have been a pretty amazing and powerful leader to have reigned for that long.
All right, so we've got our queen. But even the best leaders don't do everything by themselves. They need people they can really trust. So who are the people helping her out?
Well, that brings us to our next word, which is kinsmen. It sounds a little old-fashioned, but it's super simple. Kinsmen are just family members, like brothers, uncles, or cousins. Back in those days, a ruler's kinsmen were a huge deal. They were usually their closest advisors and their best protectors.
So check this out. Here's how we see kinsmen in a sentence. The prince called upon his kinsmen to help defend the kingdom. So imagine this. The kingdom is in trouble, and the prince, who might be the queen's son, needs backup. Who does he call? His family, his kinsmen. It just goes to show you, family was everything back then. They really had each other's backs.
Okay, so we've got our queen and we've got her family, her kinsmen, but where is all this happening? Every castle has that one main spot, the center of all the action.
And that place is called the courtyard. It's our third word. A courtyard is basically a big open area. But here's the important part. It's inside the castle walls. So it's not some random field. It's a protected space right there in the heart of the castle.
Here's an easy way to think about it. You know the schoolyard at school, right? It's an open space, probably with a fence around it, where you hang out and play. Well, a castle courtyard is kind of like that, but way bigger, and instead of a fence, you've got these huge stone castle walls all around you. And instead of recess, this is where they'd have giant parties, feasts, and all the important stuff. It was totally the center of life in the castle. And here's a sentence to help you really picture it. A large fountain stood in the center of the castle courtyard. Ah, see? Now you can just imagine it, can't you? This big open space with a cool fountain right in the middle. It makes the whole scene feel way more real.
Okay, let's do a quick check. We've got our 3 words, reigned, kinsman, and courtyard. Now for the fun part. Let's put them all together and see how they create a full story.
Here we go. The whole story in just one sentence. The queen reigned over the land, surrounded by her kinsmen as they gathered in the stone courtyard. How cool is that? You've got the queen who reigned, you've got her family, the kinsmen, and you know exactly where they are, in the castle courtyard. See? Just 3 words and suddenly we have a whole scene in our heads. It's pretty amazing. So, let's just quickly go over what we learned. Our 3 new words were reigned, which is just another way to say to rule, kinsman, which means family members, and courtyard, that big open space inside the castle walls. And there you have it. You now know 3 awesome new words that'll help you understand stories about kingdoms way better. And hey, maybe even write one of your own. Awesome job today. Thanks for building this kingdom with me.